Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2018 mid-month general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and welcome to any newcomers. Thank you for all those of you who take the time to send in your support, feedback, and comments and describe how the readings resonate for you, and for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. And always a big thank you to all of my clients out there, new and regular, for keeping me so busy with one-on-one readings. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more information and my contact details by either looking at the description bar of all the videos I post, or by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button. Turnaround time for personal readings is usually pretty fast. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So I can usually fit you in for a personal reading, live or recorded, within a couple of weeks. Sometimes it can be anywhere between a few days and upwards of a couple of weeks, but almost always within a 2-week period of time. And as most of you know, I do a wide variety of readings in most of the main areas of life: love and romance, of course, compatibility charting for relationship possibilities and reconciliation possibilities, career, work, and finance readings, as well as channeled messages from loved ones passed on, and 6 and 12-month overviews that look at what's coming up in your life for the next 6 to 12 months, depending on how far out you want to look. So if you're interested, you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. And for quick answers to fast, easy questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that's also with my contact info. So let's get right into this. This reading is for the Earth sign of Capricorn for the remainder of April 2018. So we're looking at the last couple of weeks of April. I am recording these between the 11th and the 13th. If you know your rising and your moon sign too, watch those, because sometimes they may play out a little more predictively for you, but they can also give additional insight and clarification into what's going on in your life. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what's in store for you for the remainder of April. We have the Three of Cups, accompanied by Judgment, the Fool, my favorite card, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance is the Empress. Wow, Capricorn. Wow. Like new beginnings are in the air. You have 3 major arcana cards, 1 Pentacles and 1 Cup. And 3 out of these 5 cards represent new beginnings and the potential of new beginnings as well, like quite strongly, and celebrating that as well. And that almost kind of sums up your reading, but we're going to go through the cards anyway. Your from the bottom of the deck, your crowning card representing the general overall energy and focus for the next couple of weeks is the Empress in the upright. Beautiful card. The Empress is, she's the traditional Earth Mother of the Tarot. She can speak of self-nurturing, nurturing aspects, because she's about fertility. So new beginnings, the time being right to plant seeds to start to grow and manifest something new. It's not a card of culmination. As you know, when you plant seeds, when the time and the season is right, and some of you may be literally planting seeds because it's springtime and a lot of things get put into the ground at that time, but it means that the time is right to sow seeds. And as long as you take care of and nurture those seeds, over time they will grow and manifest to their full, beautiful potential, and often end up giving back and nurturing you down the road. So the Empress is about fertility, the time being right to plant the seeds, to manifest and grow something. And as we all know, it takes time to see the results from that, but it represents that the time is right to start something new. Sometimes the Empress can represent literal fertility as well. So some of you, some of what some of you may be celebrating is conception, perhaps finding out that you're pregnant, or the adoption is going through, or you know, childbirth, giving birth to a child, although the Empress is more often about conception, but it can be childbirth as well. She's all about the beginnings of things, planting the seeds which will manifest and grow down the road. So that's your overall energy, new beginnings. The time is right. So some of you may have started something new. Some of you may be finding out you're pregnant. Some of you may be finding out something new. There's definitely new beginnings in the air. Some of you, those new beginnings may be quite tangible in terms of moving and relocating or starting a new job, because you have the Ace of Pentacles too. It's like almost all of your cards are about the beginning of something new. But the nature of what that is in general readings, of course, there's so many of you watching, the nature, the details and specifics will always vary, but the energy is the same. For those of you who have not yet begun something new, but are considering, should I start this new thing, the time is definitely right. It looks like everything is kind of coming together to create the perfect atmosphere to plant those seeds. So we have around the middle and the third week of the month or so, we have the Three of Cups and Judgment. So the Three of Cups is water energy. In the tarot, this is the energy of emotions, feelings, relationships. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration, being out there and having a good time, particularly around people that you feel very connected with, like best friends, good friends, kindred spirits, kinship, brotherhood, sisterhood kind of feeling. It's sometimes referred to as the party card, although, it has a deeper spiritual significance, of course, but it is about getting out, celebrating, having a good time with the people that you care about, that get you, that perhaps have been part of the journey and have watched your journey and know a little bit more about the reason you're celebrating. And the Three of Cups also represents community, the people around you in your community. Definitely a celebratory feeling. What clarifies the Three of Cups and accompanies it is Judgment in the upright, major arcana card. I don't often see this combination of cards, Judgment with the Three of Cups. Often Judgment comes up when there's a decision to be made, or a choice, some kind of choice to be made, and it often represents that whatever, even if the choice, sometimes that the decision that needs to be made when this card comes up can seem very big and significant in the present, or it can seem kind of small in the present. But Judgment represents that whatever you decide and choose, it has an air of finality about it. It's going to set the stage and continue to have a ripple effect for quite some time down the road. So the cautionary advice is always be careful what you choose. Consider very carefully. Don't just rush in and be spontaneous and impulsive. This decision, whether it appears big or small right now, is going to have long-lasting consequences and effects. So choose carefully. And it looks like you did, because this is what's clarifying this celebratory energy. And it could be something that just has involved you personally, and you're celebrating that with, people in your community, your your sisterhood, brotherhood, kinship, good friends energy. And it could be that the people that are celebrating it with you are also involved in whatever this new beginning. It could be, it could be pregnancy, family and friends celebrating that for you. It could be the start of a, moving, relocating, starting a new job, starting a new business, getting the funds or resources to be able to in a practical way, begin something new. And it looks like a lot of you, what's behind this is a decision you made maybe in the past. It could be in the recent past or the long ago past, and you made the right decision perhaps to end something, because almost all of these cards speak of new beginnings, which means that whatever came before it had to end, or some chapter had to close, and you had to make a decision to kind of do that or go with that. And you did. You had the courage perhaps to do it, which can be kind of scary. And it's turned out quite to manifest. It's manifesting as having been the right decision, and you are definitely celebrating that, and you are not alone in celebrating that. And again, it could be your personal situation, or one that includes other people as well. So at or towards the end of April 2018, we have another beautiful combination. I love your reading, Capricorn. We have the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles, more new beginnings. Aces always represent new beginnings, and a little extra blessing too. The Fool, my favorite card in the tarot. The Fool is the first major arcana card in the tarot. He is at the 0, and he is all about new beginnings, but he's about the promise and potential. He's kind of like the Fool represents the energy between, he's just starting off new, has that childlike foolish, lovely spirit. The energy between something ending and before you take the first step on a new journey. This is the in-between energy, the energy of possibilities, potential, what could be. Anything is possible in this energy. Everything is possible in this energy. Potential, promise, possibilities. The Fool also is here to remind us that while it is good and wise to choose goals and destinations and work towards those, the Fool reminds us too that it is the journey that is ultimately important, what we learn and how we learn and grow and evolve on the journey through triumph and success and failure and defeat too, through all the things that we learn. It's really the importance and the value is in what we learn and who we become and evolve into along the journey. And sometimes when the Fool comes up, it also represents taking a risk, doing something you've never done before, stepping off the beaten path into the unknown, because that's what the Fool does. In the reverse, of course, the negative aspects can be, jumping in the pool before we look and make sure there's water in there. We don't want to do that. But in the upright position, a beautiful, fresh, lovely, anything's possible. There's all this potential and promise in front of you. It's a wonderful, beautiful energy. He's the first major arcana card in the tarot. You can see he starts at the 0, and we end with the World card at the end of the tarot, and everything in between, all the cards in between, are about the Fool's journey, which really means our journey through life and the things we learn and grow and evolve into. So promise, potential, and the Fool is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Aces always represent new beginnings or the opportunity for new beginnings, starting off on a new path. They also represent seeds as well. And seeds, of course, contain the world in a seed. It contains a lot of potential and promise, but it has to be planted in the ground at the right time, fed, watered, nurtured, taken care of so that it can grow to its full and proper potential. Otherwise, aces and these seeds can just, they can, if they're not acted upon and taken care of, they can fizzle out or not get carried through with or not even get started. So this is the Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy, practical, earthy, solid earth energy. And in the tarot, the energy, this earth energy of Pentacles often manifests in the earthly, tangible, practical areas of our life. And it often represents things like money, finances, resources, property, assets, job, things we can see and touch and feel, or things that affect us in a practical, day-to-day, see, touch, feel kind of way. So the Ace of Pentacles, tangible, practical new beginnings. This is a new beginning that's going to make a difference and have an effect in your practical day-to-day life. This is often a card that comes up for moving, relocating, starting a new job, which is all tangible, practical new beginnings. Sometimes it represents receiving a sometimes unexpected sum of money that gives us in a practical way the ability and the resources that we need to begin a new path, a tangible new beginnings. And there's a lot of So it looks like the time is right for those of you considering whether to do something. The time is right to plant the seeds and get going on this. And you're definitely celebrating that. There's a high potential for celebrating that with other people, particularly if you're considering beginning something new with other people, a project, a business, or you're celebrating having the funds or finally getting something off the ground. Others of you, this is something that's already ongoing, but the beginning of it is actually now. You're starting it, you're celebrating that. Again, it may be just you and you're celebrating it with friends, or it may be that you're celebrating it with other people because you're all kind of involved in it together. And there's a lot of this energy of, starting out, and I wonder, it could turn out to be this, and it could turn out to be this, and what's the potential and promise of this? Tangible, practical new beginnings. Some of you may be moving, relocating, starting a new job, or moving and relocating in order to start a new job. Some of you may be receiving the practical resources, practical help or finances in order to begin this new tangible journey. And some of you, this may be a tangible new beginning in your family, in pregnancy or an adoption coming through, and of course becoming a parent or a grandparent, or any of an aunt or uncle or anything like that, brother and sister, will forever change your life in a very tangible, practical, day-to-day kind of way. However you look at it, Capricorn, this is one of those readings I think, I wish I was a Capricorn. Life is good. You're starting off fresh. or if you're considering whether to do something or not, now is definitely the time. It's all the energies are right. Divine timing and orchestration. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3 of these cards are about new beginnings. 3 of the cards are major arcana cards. So divine timing and orchestration, now is the time, Capricorn. Do it if you have not already begun. So Capricorn, that pretty much wraps up your April 2018 mid-month general readings. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed this one. And I hope that you found it helpful or useful or validating in some way. Again, if any of you are more interested in a more personal one-on-one reading with me, you can find the information in my contact details by looking at the description bar of all the videos I post. You can also go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on that little about button for more information. Feel free to contact me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you and set up a reading as quickly as we can. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the May 2018 general readings. Happy spring. And as always, Capricorn, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.